How's it going, guys? All Things Rush back with another video. Today, this will be episode 3 of my series where I go through every Rush album and I rank my favorite songs from worst to best. Last week, we did 1975's album Fly By Night. This week, we will be doing the other 1975 album, Caress of Steel. Now, a little background on Caress of Steel. They had just come off their high off Fly By Night in their previous self-titled album from 1974. And they were getting a lot of tourism, a lot of tour publicity with Kiss, especially going through the United States, basically going through every town, just doing a bunch of gigs. Really, they only had like a few days off in 1975 to create Fly By Night. So, like this album, they did a lot of working in their van, a lot of kind of demoing with acoustics, see how it sounded. But other than that, Caress of Steel is one of the worst selling albums ever in the Rush catalog. The reason is kind of a mystery, honestly. For some fans, they didn't really know why it performed so badly, and through the record company or commercial success, I guess, it wasn't very well received at all. Mainly due in part to the fact that Caress of Steel had a very unique sound and a very unique lyrical distinction from Fly By Night and Rush. They incorporated a lot more prog themes, as well as very weird lyrical sounds, things that really weren't fitting into the whole classic rock genre. They kind of created the new progressive genre, who Genesis, Yes, and Emerson, Lake and Palmer had done before them, but it wasn't really in the mainstream yet. Really, Yes, Genesis, and Emerson, Lake and Palmer weren't like big. They were not big names at the time of 1975 yet, because just like the bands I named before, they didn't really have a sound that appealed to the more classic rock, pop, disco, mainstream that was in the 70s at this time. So, Caress of Steel, the touring after the album release was named the Down the Tubes Tour by Geddy Lee. They in this year they downplayed from the year before, where they were going back to where before they started, before they released their first album. They were playing small bar gigs, some concert halls where it didn't sell out at all. Just people didn't like this album. But I think as more people have listened to it, more people have understood what they were attempting to go for, a lot of people have accepted this and named it as one of their top albums in the Rush catalog. So, if you didn't watch my first ever video on this channel, where I ranked every Rush album from 1974 to 1981, I ranked Caress of Steel at number 6. Obviously above their self-titled album, which was last, and Fly By Night, which was 7th. So, Caress of Steel. Let's get into it. At number 5, their worst song on this album is I Think I'm Going Bald, which is just not at all good. It is very dull. The lyrics are very lame. Apparently, this song was a parody of one of Kiss's songs titled I'm Going Blind. And it also could be a representation of one night Alex Lifeson was looking in the mirror and he's like, oh, my hair's falling out. So that's basically what the song's about. It's not good. It's just, I've only listened to it once in order to review this album. So I just wasn't impressed at all. It's got a really weird lyrics, really weird sound. It's not good at all. Number 4, The Fountain of Lamneth. Now, this might be a surprise to some, but this is the 20-minute epic that really started off their whole epic cycle from 2112, Cygnus X1, Book 1, and Book 2, Xanadu. This was the precursor to all those songs that came after. Now, The Fountain of Lamneth is a very unique sounding song. As always, it incorporates the odd time signatures, unique lyrics, kind of fantasy, and very literary themes that Neil Peart is used to writing. The Fountain of Lamneth, it kind of falls flat in a lot of parts. It falls flat on the first part, second part kind of, third part very, very good. It's called No One at the Bridge. It has really one of the best guitar solos in the Rush catalog by Alex Lifeson. It is phenomenal. Part 4, it's called Panacea. It's the worst section on this song. It is very soft, very, very lame. It doesn't really fit with the whole aspect of what this song was going for. Section 5 though, it's called Bacchus Plateau, which is easily my favorite section on this part. It's got a very, progressive feel to it. It's got a nice, it kind of reminds me back to the roots of what they tried on Fly By Night and their self-titled album. It's very, very good part. I like it a lot. And then the last part is a good way to finish, but it's just not that very, it's not the sound that you really wanted. It's not really the message that you wanted. A lot of parts of the song, since it's 20 minutes long, it puts you to sleep. It's not really exciting. I mean, a lot of people have said that without Fountain of Lamneth, there would be no 2112. This was the first experimental 20-minute prog epic that they attempted, and some parts work, other parts do not. So they learned what they did wrong, and now they're building on it. Alright, on to number 3, Lakeside Park. Lakeside Park is a very good, nostalgic, reminiscent song of Neil Peart's childhood, where he worked as a carnival attendant at, you guessed it, Lakeside Park in Toronto, Canada. This song it's very soft, very smooth, very kind of like the songs on the previous albums. It's not very, explosive. It's not very blow your mind, but it's a nice song that fits pretty well in this album. Really, there's not much more to say about Lakeside Park. It's got a nice little guitar solo at the end, and a nice closing line. The line is, "Though it's just a memory, some memories last forever," which I really like that line. It's one of the best that Neil Peart has ever written, in my opinion. Alright, on to number 2, Bastille Day. The Led Zeppelin references on this song are insane. Just like in the previous album and the album before that, Led Zeppelin was a huge influence to early Rush. They incorporate a lot of heavy guitar riffs, complex guitar work, and also bringing in a new flavor of lyrical themes. This song is about the French Revolutionary period in the late 1790s, especially during the storming of the Bastille, which is what this song is about. Anyway, Bastille Day, very good hard rocking song, really love it. That's why it's at my number 2. But number 1 is The Necromancer, which is by far and away the greatest song in Rush's early period. From the first 3 albums, this is their best song, hands down, my opinion. I mean, you can feel free to disagree with me all you want, but nothing is changing my mind that The Necromancer is the greatest song from the first 3 albums. This song incorporates awesome guitar work, awesome bass work, awesome drumming work, very, very deep literary themes, tells a complete story from beginning to end. The story is about 3 men. They're from Willowdale, which is basically a suburb of Toronto, which is where they grew up. The 3 members of the band grew up. So this song basically takes place in a kind of Middle-earth Tolkien world where the Necromancer, which Sauron is an alias for, he knows where everything is, he knows who these people are, and he knows they're coming into his lands really uninvited. So the Necromancer traps him, and the story continues until the end, where Bytor, who was defeated by the Snow Dog off the last album, comes back and saves the day, comes back as the hero. Very good ending to the story. But what makes this song so unique and so special is the middle section and the ending section. The first section starts off really slow, kind of just builds up, but section 2 explodes with incredibly complex guitar solos, incredibly complex bass lines. It is phenomenal how they were able to pull this off at such a young age as well. But what makes this, the last section off this album, off the song Necromancer, it's called Return of the Prince. Now this section is very, very, very solid. What they did was Alex was playing his lead guitar while overdriving a backup guitar to kind of fill in that gap that they needed. That really gives it a pure, driving, complex sound that they really kind of needed to finish off the song. But other than that, the Necromancer, it's pure ecstasy, pure awesomeness. Alright, that was my rankings for 1975's Caress of Steel. Next week, we will be doing the infamous 2112. Now, I bet you guys already know what my number 1 is for 2112, but we'll just leave that a mystery for now. Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more awesome Rush content. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.